about 10, 15 years ago, there was a new term that was called the paradigm shift.
Yeah.
So the definition, if you look up paradigm, the definition of paradigm is a model or an example. Like when my grandmother was alive, Brother Ron, I would say my grandmother is a paradigm of virtue, or a model or an example of virtue.
Okay.
But now a paradigm shift, the way they define that is that it is a radical change of mind brought about by a very unusual situation or a keen insight into a matter.
Okay.
Now, a good example is this guy's on a train at 6 o'clock in the morning, Grand Central Station. He gets on the train, 2 little kids. It's only 1 seat, so he sits down. 2 little kids, 6 and 8 years old, sits on his lap. He falls asleep. The kids start running up and down the train with their little elbows, knocking somebody's coffee over onto his suit. Another one knocks over a laptop. Another one bangs into somebody's newspaper. So the people on the train, is about 60 of them, and they are just angry and just, out of their mind about these little kids, and the dad just sleeping in the car.
Yeah.
So one man walks up to him, gets in his face, and he said, "Sir." The guy jumps up. He said, "Oh, what's the matter?" He said, "Your kids, they're juvenile delinquent. They're running up and down the aisle causing chaos." So the man stands up, and he's looking around the train, and everybody looking at him with daggers in their eyes, and if looks could kill, those kids would have been corpses. So the man stands up. He said, "Please, I'm sorry for. I should have been watching them, but I've been a horrible situation has come to my life. And last night at supper time, my wife, she got real bad headaches, and brought her to the hospital. And just an hour ago, the doctor came in and told me that she's gone. She had a brain aneurysm." And he said, "My mind is just spinning." He said, I don't have any family here in town, and my kids, they go to school, and I've got to go to work, and I just don't know what I'm going to do." So now, Brother Ron, these people that just like 2 minutes before that, they were ready to tear this guy's head off, but now, just because they found out additional information, their mind went 180 degrees in the opposite direction.
Oh, okay.
So now, one man walks up, gives him a cup of coffee from his thermos. The women are taking candy out of their purse and giving it to the children. One man walks up, gives the guy a $100 bill. The other people see that, and they start following suit. And finally, one man walks up and says, "Sir, I don't know what kind of work you do, but I have a big company, and whatever kind of work you do, I'll find a job for you, and whatever kind of wage you're earning, I'll pay you more. And we have a daycare center at our company to mind your children after school."
Wow.
So that's an example of a paradigm shift. And sometimes we're looking at a situation one way, and then God shines light on it, and whap, our mind just goes 180 degrees, and then we can see where something looked like it was a challenge or something looked like it was bad, but all of a sudden we see, no, God meant it for good.
Yeah. Wow. So you're saying
that was real quick, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get it. That okay. Now the paradigm, though, just to define that one word, are you familiar with Jonathan Cahn?
Yes. Every once in a while, somebody sends me some of his prophetic material. Yeah.
He's good. I mean, he's Trinitarian and all that. But anyway, we can learn from many of these guys. He's got that. He's saying that Jehu in the Bible is a paradigm of Donald Trump. So it's it can be like a blueprint, right?
Oh, sure.
Okay. So, and then he says, well, if you want to know who Jehu was, he said, he's the paradigm also. If you want to know who Trump is, he said, look at Jehu. You want to know who Jehu was? Look at Trump. It's a paradigm. He said, exact, and then he says, Jehu was actually the shadow of Trump.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I thought about you because I knew they told me you had preached on that paradigm. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and all the people in the Bible, what I used was all the people that had gone through radical transformations in the Bible. You know, like Adam and Eve, they had an incredible paradigm shift in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And then the serpent had a paradigm shift. He went from being up on his feet to down on his belly. And then Abraham and Sarah went through a paradigm shift from being old and back to young again.
Wow.
And, you know, you can go all the way through the Bible and show men who, you know, God just turned, like Moses. Moses went through a paradigm shift from being Pharaoh's son to being out in the backside of the desert taking care of dirty, stinking sheep with a nagging wife.
Yeah. Wow.
And you can just go all the way through the Bible. The woman at the well had a paradigm shift.
Sure.
Blind Bartimaeus had a paradigm shift. The apostles, when Jesus, Simon and Cleophas on the Emmaus Road, when Jesus was breaking bread and they recognized who he was, and you know, then they went back to the upper room, and that's God.
Yeah.
That's God's favorite way of revealing himself to his children.
Yeah. So you're saying a lot of times that happens in our life when things look kind of haywire. There, you know, and God's meaning it for good because He's promised that to His elect, and there's a paradigm shift there coming, right?
Absolutely.
Wow, that's good, brother. I'll tell you what, I won't keep you too long. That